Doctor. Ranking Member Braun.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I do visit all 92 counties in our state, by far the issue I hear, even above and beyond rural broadband, affordable housing, would be workforce. That was pre-COVID. It's probably mentioned twice as often now. In our state, we had 65,000 jobs that needed a better high school education, basic life skills. When I went to high school, you could take engine mechanics, you could take wood or metal shop, you could learn to weld. You had those kinds of parts of your curriculum that I think prepared you, whether you're going to enlist, go into employment right out of high school, or get further education. Where are we at in our own state? I know when I was in the state legislature, it was always talked about. Seemed like we never kind of aggregated our efforts towards it. And how big a deal is it? Do we have enough electricians and plumbers, and let alone all the other kind of skills you need to build a home? How are we doing in Indiana?
Great question, Senator Braun, and the challenges are certainly there in all sectors of the construction industry, whether it's residential construction, commercial construction, road building. You know, for example, our membership in our association was over 7,000 member companies across the state of Indiana before the Great Recession. Now we have shy of 3,000 members. A lot of those companies closed their doors. A lot of those folks went to a different occupation and didn't come back into the construction industry. And we have an aging workforce that is aging out of the construction industry, and we haven't backfilled enough positions with our younger generations that to let them know there are great careers in the construction industry and can make a very good living for themselves and their families if that's the pathway they desire. So we're making a very strong concerted effort with all of our partners in the construction industry, commercial, union, non-union, and residential as well, to let them know there are great careers out there. You can make a very good living. If you choose to go to a four-year institution, that's great, but you don't have to. You can go and become an electrician, a plumber. We need more of those than you can imagine right now. They're in high demand, and if you're willing to get a little dirty and work hard, you can have a great living for yourself and your family.
Well, it's good to let that out there so people know that's a place to go. And where the cost of post-secondary education has gone, it's pricing itself out of the market. We're going to have to, STEM degrees are underproduced in Indiana, for instance, and we need more of them to fill that high demand, very high pay niche. But then you've got high demand, high wage jobs that even through COVID have become more so. And if we, through the guidance that you get in high school, companies need to reach out to their middle schools and high schools to get involved. Garrett High School, for instance, near Fort Wayne, they bought acreage next to their high school, and they build a home each year. And the kids love it. They're going to make more money in many cases than most four-year degrees would produce. And they're going to have a job the day they get their diploma, and a job that can pay for the things you need in this life. So I think education has got to come along to be part of the solution, because if you're not getting enough, you're going to have to pay even more to get people into the field. And I remember, too, Indiana Manufacturers Association, they wanted just the school system to produce that perfect employee mix that they needed. Well, that wasn't happening. That was as recently as 8 years ago. I see that occurring too. And some of the companies that are having the least amount of trouble hiring people are communicating with their local school systems. And then kids, they get those general life schools, and the parents get the information of high demand, high wage, cost of education, career wages. We can do a better job of getting people in places where we need it, and housing would be one of those places. It seems like we got a lot of room to improve as well, but it does look like we're making steps in the right direction.
Senator, I would agree, and right as I mentioned earlier, with the loss of so many subcontractors and building industry professionals coming out of the last recession, if you're a residential home builder and you call 5 plumbers and get quotes for a project, you're going to get a competitive bid. Today, there might only be 1 plumber in town to give you that bid. And so all those factors go into the affordability challenges that we're seeing today. Is we need more workers, we need more competition to try to continue to drive that cost of providing that service.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranking Member Braun. As I said, now we'll take a break. The committee will recess until 11 a.m.